Right then guys, today's video, what I thought I'd do, obviously as you know I went to Granada, lost about 10 kilograms, but what did remain was the arms. So I think the reason they remained is because before I came out I did a ton of work on them. I was training with my business partner who's got massive arms, he knows a whole routine. We were doing that religiously, that built them up and it kept them there. So in my opinion, you know, I've got a good routine, I've got something that you guys can really use in your own lives and whatnot, and I want to show you that today. I want to show you how I built them up from this that you'll see on screen now to what they are today. So one thing I noticed, guys, is all my life I've always had big triceps here. They've always been a decent size. I think it's from wheelbarrowing, shoveling, you know, different exercises. Boxing always helped. What I always had was small biceps. So that's the first thing we're going to start with. I'm going to show you guys how to build a lot bigger biceps to give your arm that full roundedness, you know, so you've got everything at the back, everything at the front, and fill it in, even gaps down here and whatnot, and how I just made the whole arm more fulfilled instead of just having this massive tricep and then it was small and weak here, which didn't look good. So, you know, I'm going to show you how to pack them out. We're going to go and start with bicep. We'll go through the whole routine. All right, so first and foremost, guys, we're going to go into a bicep routine. Like I said, you want to get the rope, decent amount of weight, nothing crazy. Plant your feet here, lock your elbows in. This is the most important thing, okay? What people do is they lean, they do this sort of shit. What you want to do is lean ever so slightly, lock the elbows in. The trick is the elbows shouldn't be moving. So when you come up, they're there, you're pinching. A lot of people do this and they lean, they chuck, the arms are moving around, it's shit. You want to be locked in here, just purely focused on the bicep. Now try and find a mirror and slightly lean to take the weight away from the body and just lock in on the biceps there. This is one exercise that really probably doubled the size of my biceps over the last, I'd say 3 to 4 months. So, you know, just lock it in, look in the mirror, just keep it tight, elbows locked in. That's the trick with biceps, elbows locked in. Whenever you're doing anything free weight, anything like this, it changes the game. I definitely think it doubled the size of mine because what I was doing before, I was over moving, I was rotating, I was doing stuff like that, I was throwing it up, and it's more of like a shoulder workout than anything else. But if you just lock in, you just hold it here, elbows aren't moving, really get that pinch and hold at the top, then it actually becomes a bicep workout rather than like shoulders or back or anything like that. I found for years when I was doing bench press, it would be more of a back routine. I would feel it more here, and I realized I wasn't pinching, so I lowered the weight, locked in, and just started actually doing the motion properly. And it's the same with biceps. Once I started locking in and actually doing a proper movement, they just grew double the size. It's not rocket science. So now we're going to go a little bit heavier, guys. Really going to lock in. We're going to go for this now. This is where the biceps are really built. It's important as well to not go too heavy where you can't actually control the movement, but as long as you're at a weight that is challenging, but at the same time you can still fulfill that movement in a good slow motion, then you're going to build. Now we'll go a lot heavier than this afterwards as well, but this is a pretty good weight. See, those elbows are still locked in, they're not moving, it's purely bicep. There's no shoulder involved, there's a slight lean back on my abs. If I just tense my abs, it stops any back injuries. You just go from there, just elbow, up, hold. All right then guys, now we're going to go heavy. We're going to up the intensity. This is something that people don't do, right? I'll tell you quick. Everybody that comes up to, you know, when myself and you guys know Alex, my business partner, when we used to go into the gyms, people used to come up to us and always ask, how do we get bigger arms? How do we look like you and whatnot? And we were always like, it's your intensity. We can see you training. You're just kind of having a chat, you're relaxed, you're whatever. Lock in. You know, I'll do a superset for you now. I'll go from a heavy weight down to a lower weight and I'll show you the level of intensity and how many reps you need to squeeze out to really get that growth. That's what I mean. Intense, really push it. You can do a lot more than what you think you can do. You just gotta lock in, it's all in here. And then they'll grow. That's where it comes from, okay? Pushing yourself. So what we're gonna do now, really awkward, weird exercise, give the biceps a little break. We're gonna do a movement here, it's like a T-Rex movement, just to grow this part of your arm here, which nobody ever attacks. The first time I ever did this movement with somebody, I couldn't actually move. It's like, you know, when you try and push it out that way, you don't have the strength in that direction. I'm trying to move up here and I couldn't do it. So it showed that I had a weakness, but over time, I mean, you see that there now, like it's actually built up. It makes you a lot stronger when you're doing things like shoulders and you're pushing up from here. You have a lot more stability around this area. So the movement that we're gonna do, tuck your elbows in, you lift from here. I mean, I'm gonna use 3 kilograms. I'm probably gonna go up to maximum 6. The most important thing is the movement, but it gives the rest of the body a break. And then we can jump over to triceps or biceps again and whatnot. But this, nobody ever does it. Very unique movement, but it adds more solidity to the whole arm, the forearm. If you've got a big forearm here, big bicep and whatnot, it connects everything together here. So I'll show you now. So it looks like a nothing movement, but you got your elbows locked in and you just lift. Basically just like a little T-Rex movement. It almost looks stupid, it almost looks meaningless, but the pain is unbelievable. It's just not a natural movement for the human body to make. You can see there, right in the crevice between the forearm and the bicep, there, the pinch. It's disgusting. I've seen people do about 30 kilograms doing this movement as well, so just goes to show how much of a weakness there is there if you're not doing it often. Right, I'm pretty warm. I think we'll up the weight, go through the movements, and cue the montage. So just quickly guys, I was just talking to Harry about building your arms up, and rather than just telling Harry, I might as well film it and show you guys. Here, for example, you can do it here. You can lean out in front. A lot of people are like that. Do you know what I mean? It's very awkward. I grew my arms when I decided to lock in. Do you see the difference? A lot of people are here, lifting from there. It's awkward. It's a lot of shoulders. Once you go like that, see what I mean? The difference. The elbow's now locked in, the arm's relaxed. So when I come up, it's all bicep. It doesn't have to be a mega movement, but now it's actually locked in and I'm squeezing pure bicep, nothing else is moving. Right guys, now we're gonna jump into tricep, obviously the other massive muscle on the arm. The standard routine that everyone knows. One of the tricks here, bring it down, bend your knees, lock in, lock the elbows in. When you come down, split, there. So don't go too heavy. So a lot of people will just do this sort of movement, it's not enough. One of the best things you can do here is split. Bring the arms out in slow motion. Just don't do it quickly, don't split like that, don't drag it down. Come down, control, lock those elbows in place, make sure they're not moving. If they're moving, you're moving around like that, that's not good. So just lock it in to track the shoulders and just here, just stay in that pocket. And what we're gonna do here, we're gonna do a superset. So we're gonna go from tricep to bicep, tricep to bicep, and we're gonna get that full pump of the arms. So just like this, just real controlled. And make sure as well you keep it into the body. What a lot of people do is they flare the arms out like that. You want to keep it in here. You want to keep it close to the body, tucked in. That way it's purely tricep and it's agonizing. So what we're going to do, just jump straight in. We're going to superset it. So same again, lock those elbows in, slight lean back. Nice and controlled movement. Trying to get as much blood into the arms as possible. Alright guys, we jump back over, tricep exercise. I picked this one up from Rob Lipset. What you got to do, grab the rope, pull it straight through, go to here. Very lightweight, because the aim here is that we're going to pinch. We're going to pinch and hold and go as high as you can. And what Rob said is there's an extra bit of tricep on the back here. So when you push out, where it will pop up and you can't really flex it, you can't really attack it any other way. And it allows you to really get to it. So this is the movement. Come here, crouch down, get the stability, and then really focus on trying to drive it back as far as you can, okay? Gives you a real pinch. I'll try and show you where. Right up here at the back. Again, lock that elbow in. And then there, really try and drive it up. It's not easy to do. Even a small weight is just really painful. Try and stay in that 90-10 rule that I told you guys before. So that would be 0, no tension. That would be 100. Probably on this exercise, just go from like 10 to 100. Don't go back to 0. Don't reset and relax. Let's go to there. Good trick as well, guys. Keep that elbow in. There, keep it close to the body. You could do that and it doesn't work. It becomes a back exercise. So you got to keep it here. Elbow locked in. Alright guys, what we're going to do is like a 3-way superset to finish off, something to absolutely kill our arms. I'm going to do normal, heavy biceps, that's the main movement. Very controlled, elbow locked in, free weight, that's going to drain most of my energy. Then we're going to go a little bit lighter, we're going to go across the body, it attacks the biceps in a slightly different way. Then I'm going to jump onto here, sat down, leant back, and I'm going to very much just isolate. And I'm going to show you guys how to rotate from here with the pinky finger. And that's when you get a real pinch in here. So we'll do all 3 back to back. It will be like a 3-way superset. It's going to be insane. Let's lock in. We're going to just jump straight in now, guys. I'm just going to go across the body. Trick here is to just lock the elbow in. You see the whole arm isn't moving. It's literally just a full bicep action. Everything is very steady. You're just coming across the body, just missing your midsection and ending at about your chest. It's the same movement but completely different in the way that it feels. When you do it, you'd understand. So final thing, guys, with this superset, we're going to use the bench. We're going to come in like this. The problem that a lot of people do is they're like that. All right? I just don't think that works. One thing that I've been told by people in the know is get very much side on, like that, so then it's isolation. Focus on your pinky finger, and when you come up, you're locking in on that pinky finger. So you're really like rotating your body. Do you see what I mean? If you could sit on something better, but like my biceps are isolated, you know, so I could probably do like 25 kg front on, but in this isolated movement, rotating that pinky, I'm really trying to align everything. I'm in agony now. And it makes such a difference. Like all I can feel is bicep, no shoulder, no body weight. I'm not being aided. See what I mean? Pure isolation on the bicep. That's where you get the growth. Drive it in, use your fingers. It's a lot more difficult. Like I said, we'll do it again. We'll frame it up. So get side on to almost rotate your body that way. Little finger, lock it in, align the arm from shoulder straight down the finger, almost side on. It's better if you're sat on like a stool or something, but when you come up, like I said, it's pure bicep. I can't feel anything else. There's nothing protecting me. There's nothing aiding the movement. It forces you to be extremely strong in one area. And just focus on that pinky finger. You don't want to be driving up like this, across the body. You want to be driving up like that and tucking it in. It's when you get the real pinch.